Once upon a time, there were two children going through this usual school routine. One went to roughly 8 schools across the country to obtain his education, each school offering different teachers and teaching experiences, each filled with new faces and the same old class format of sitting and learning. This young student struggled through many classes and even succumbed to a summer school or two. The second child went to 3 schools in the same school district, with the same group of friends year after year, always hearing of how good or bad the next year's teachers were. She struggled with the system too. Her struggles were of a different sort. You see, she was bored. She picked up learning like a fish into water, so for the rest of class she struggled with the repetitions needed by other students. Can you imagine being trapped with these struggles for 6 to 7 hours a day? John Holt addressed this issue in his book called How Children Fail. Quote, "We ask children to do for most of a day what few adults are able to do for even an hour. How many of us attending, say, a lecture that doesn't interest us can keep our minds from wandering? Hardly any." Close quote. Have you ever had struggles like these? There are many students facing these struggles and more. Life is full of struggles. That is how we learn. However, some become a frustration that blocks learning. Education is an important aspect of our lives. However, the education system has challenges that make learning a struggle for many. According to publicschoolreview.com and the National Education Association, there are several challenges public schools must work through to provide the best education they can. I'd like to share with 3 reasons why homeschooling is better than the public school system. Classroom size, bullying, and parent involvement. With these challenges and more, you should consider homeschooling your children. Classroom size. Publicschoolreview.com and the National Education Association today list one of the challenges teachers face as classroom size. In Georgia, after state funding for schools was cut by nearly $1 billion, the State Board of Education voted to lift all class size limits. We don't have a choice. We didn't give them enough money. It goes on to say, it's tough for educators, but even tougher for those kids who need their attention. A student from Los Angeles said, "There are a lot of geniuses sitting in the back of our classes, but they don't get properly taught in classrooms with more than 30 other kids." When class sizes exceed a certain point, meeting the individual needs of all the students is impossible. The students are taught as a whole, with the information given so the slowest learners can hopefully pick it up. Large class sizes limit the teacher's ability to effectively control classes and issues that may arise. With a limited class size, there is more time for one-on-one teaching. Opportunities to address learning difficulties is increased. In a homeschool, class sizes is limited to the number of children in the family. The class size in our home is currently 8, ranging from ages 5 to 17. This means the kids can receive more attention as needed, or they can work ahead as their understanding increases. They're usually done by lunchtime because they can just get their work done, or have the teacher, mom, help them until they understand what they are working on. Bullying. We hear about it every week, how bullying has pushed another student over the edge, how they just couldn't handle the negativity. Bullying has been around since people started getting together. Those who think they're better or are trying to hide insecurities of their own focus negative attention on those unable or unwilling to stand up for themselves. This abrasive interaction belittles those under attack and makes it difficult to see the value of anything, including themselves. Their education is hampered by feelings of self-doubt and worthlessness. Bullying is fixed by homeschooling. When a child is bullied at school, it is often only the child who knows about it. Name-calling and teasing won't physically hurt the child, but may lead to depression and loss of self-worth. When bullying gets physical, the school may intercede and punish the bully, often with detention, suspension, or talking with parents. This doesn't always end the bullying. The only bullying that happens in our homeschool comes from the toddlers and younger kids who have not quite mastered sharing or dealing with emotions. When problems arise, we can intercept, intercede, and impede bullying behavior. We know the best consequences for our children to correct poor behavior. Parent involvement. A big factor to a student's education is the extent the parents are involved. When parents don't take part in their child's education, the child can feel that education is not something that should be taken seriously, or can be sloughed off. On the other hand, if a parent is constantly hovering over a child and directing every educational choice, the child may get frustrated and fear upsetting parents. Parent involvement is essential in a homeschool. The homeschooled child has immediate and personal access to the teacher. When a question is raised, an answer is given by the teacher who knows the student better than any other person, knows how the student learns and thinks. and can tailor the answer to the learning style of said student. A parent-teacher cannot help but be involved, from setting educational goals to choosing and teaching curriculum. It is involvement to the utmost. As our kids work through their assignments, we can move around and help as needed. We can also help them meet healthy eating goals. We're there to comfort, counsel, and care for them as only parents can. As teachers, we can call breaks, morning or middle of the day family field trips, or special eating class snacks anytime. Being involved at this level is a bonus. The solution that will solve all these issues and more is homeschooling. I would like to share 6 points from Bookshark.com that show how homeschooling benefits children. 1. When a child studies what interests him and manages his time to do so, he grows in self-confidence. 2. When a child is focused on his own learning and interacting with others who care for him instead of forced to fend out for himself in a dog-like pack hierarchy, he can learn true life skills. 3. A child can flourish with social skills when he is involved in a public speaking in a co-op setting and focuses on rigorous academics. 4. A warm and loving home is the best place for a child to learn how to build a character. School, after all, is an artificial institutional environment. 5. There are many team-building opportunities in homeschooling, like 4-H, football, basketball, and volleyball, where a child can learn to work out personality conflicts with others. My oldest child ran track at the local high school for 2 years. 6. A child has the right to learn in a stress-free environment, supported by adults who love him and protect him. Homeschooling defined is the education of children at home by their parents. My family is a homeschooling family. We chose to do it from the very beginning. Is it easy? Not always. We struggle at times to find the best ways to reach our children, find the materials needed, or be around each other all day, every day. But it works. This year we will be graduating our oldest. She has applied for 6 colleges, was accepted to 5, and she had the opportunity to choose from several options. Through homeschooling our children, we have been a part of their education. We have learned and grown with them. We have been party to trials and successes. We know our children are safe. We love to teach. The solution to these problems and more is homeschooling. It is worth looking into. I invite you to investigate homeschooling and what you can do to be more involved in your children's education and the struggles they face. You can start by seeing how it works for us at our online family journal at homeschoolinglargefamilystyle.blogspot.com. Thank you.